what's the first level we need to enter and draw the beams? Well, obviously we need to enter TOB levels, right? Top of beam. And just like I said, in the lowest level, we don't have TOB. So the first level is TOB level 2. We enter TOB level 2. Then I select beam. Just like columns, what? There is a metal loaded, so that we can, and actually you can fix it just like we talked. So I click on preview. You can also see in this 3D viewer, but I said if there is a suitable view here, for example, left, it would be better. Or duplicate, for example, a beam with the size of 20 and 30, all right? So let me enter them. Well, now there, a new beam is added. Now, imagine that we also want to have a concrete beam, but we don't have it on our list. So what should we do? We go to Load Family, then we go to the Structural Framing file. Don't look for structural beams, right? The beams create a frame together, right? So the collection of the beams are called a frame. Here we can see 3 files. The first one is concrete. The next one is steel and wood. For example, we want a concrete, so I open it, and here we have 3 columns with 3 defaults. The first one is concrete rectangular beam, which is the main one. These 2, right, which have joists, don't use them, right? Because they will not work with the ground concrete and you will be in trouble. Just leave them and load this one. Just so you know, after loading, you can go to Edit Type and duplicate, and the dimensions are clear here and better. But since the skeleton is just metal now, we just use the previous one and stop drawing. What? Just like we had the help right near the tool that helped us in previous ones, like Foundation and all others. The tool called Add Grid. Here we have the same thing, which is called OnGrid, and OnGrid puts the beams between the columns, right, and the grids. So I open a box, and just like you can see, the beams are placed, but the points. If a column is not in the center line, like for example, I put here, that when you use this option here, right, it's not placed, the beam is not placed here. Or for example, if it's in another place like this, the other one is not placed either, right? Or a question, if the column is really out the center line, and we draw all the things, how can we draw that single one? Well, the answer is, when you don't have it automatic, right, we can draw it manually. Just like the walls, there are different techniques for drawing, like, for example, flat and actually sloped. Here we have it, right? So instead of using OnGrid, we can draw it ourselves just so you can see, right? Now, let's check something out together. What kinds of beams should we draw manually? What kinds of beams can be drawn with OnGrid? The first one, the sloped beams, just so you can see, I'll pick it and I start drawing. The point you need to pay attention here is that you always need to start drawing from the center line of this and until here. It is recognized automatically where it should be disconnected, right? And we don't have strong connections here. It's true that in 2019 we have something new called still, but the connection yet are not strong enough. Therefore, the structures shop is not done by Revit in all over the globe. And without after fixing these connections in the phase 2. Well, we'll talk about it later a bit more. Well, so the first types of the beams that should be drawn manually are sloped focus. Or imagine that we don't have this color here, right? And we want to draw the beam like this. So I go to structure beam and I'll pick the straight mode from this point until this point. I said it before that if you don't get that slab we want, tap. If you tap, it jumps on the slab we want. Click and it disconnects from the right place automatically. It's not very good connection, but it's okay. Yeah. Now, the next type we're going to use the arcs is about the straight lines. So I go to Bing and this time I'll pick arc from this point until the end point, tap, and just like that, I can draw it. This is the second type, and the third type is the consoles, the voice, and the dots. So let's draw a console together. But I'll take beam here. Um, Let me draw it like this because I want to tell you a point, right? Now I want to connect it. Now, how do I, here I can get this map, but this time, this place, I don't get this map. The answer is this map is considered to be on the grid, but here we don't have a grid, so it gives this map. Therefore, when you want to have this step here, just tap and you get the step. Well, and then you can connect and draw it, right? The beams, just like the walls, can be trimmed. Let's draw another one here, right? Again, structured beam. And for example, from here, I'll draw it like this. Now I have two consoles here too. The theme around the voids and the dots, we will work on later. Sometimes you see the piano console as the, for example, balcony. It's a bit lower than your level. Now let's see how we're gonna do that. I go to the 3D, now it's the same level as our level. We want it to be a bit lower, for example, 50 centimeters. Let me teach you the technique. The beams, why they're selected, right? For example, this one, they have an offset, they're an offset. It's called stop level offset, like here, now it's here. In constraint, start level offset and end level offset. Two nuts, right? If you change it to, for example, minus 30 centimeters, one side of it will be moved down. If you change the other side will be moved down too, right? Let me undo. Now for the consoles. Well, I want it to be down about 50 centimeters, so I selected and I changed two sides with the same number, minus 50 centimeters. But would you agree that way it comes down? Again, here you need beam. Here you need more beams, right, except this one. So what should we do? We need to have another beam of this 50 centimeters lower. So I'll select them. click copy, right? And paste on itself. Paste align to the same place, right? So I selected them, copy, and then open, paste, and align to the same place. Now what happened? Two beams are on each other exactly. So I select them, and then I will give these two 50 centimeters offset too, right? And it will be like that. So remember why it's duplex. Why you have different levels. This is the technique, right? For example, on this one to go down 50 centimeters, I'll select it, level offset and level offset minus 50 centimeters, it goes down. I select these two, copy, paste, align to the same place. And it's pasted. The message will tell us that these are exactly on each other, and I say, oh, know that. Remember, when you paste it, they're already selected, so it's easy actually. Right here, just type the offset, and that's it. So in this way, we can design our consoles. But there's a point here, it says the connections in Revit are not very good, but not like this, right? We can fix these. We can fix these actually, and we're going to talk about them. If we go to modify headline, we can find something called beam column joints. Check out the video. What does it do? It can design the connection of the beams, but only in case it can recognize that it needs to be fixed, right? So when you select this tool, there's column joints, it actually recognizes the design itself, and then it can find out which places it is necessary to make a change. For example, these parts, we don't need any changes, right? But here, it says that there is an option. For example, here, it says that you can move this a bit forward and move this one a bit back. So I click on it, and this one goes back, this one comes forward, right? This is another, this is actually an option, right? But if I bring this one forward too, you see that? You see the opposites, they're connected to each other. Now let's go to the next one. I tell this one to go back. This is one option. This one I tell it to move forward. Now you need to go forward too. What happened? Get connected. And just so you know, this is actually called mitre. And only we can have mitre only in case the beams, the two beams, have the same size and the same materials. But mitre happens only in case the sizes and the materials are the same. Otherwise, it does not happen. Now, let's go fix these ones. I'll click it. I can use these arrows to fix them, just like that. But what are these parts? You see them? What do we do with these? Now, check it out. At first, select this beam, and then you use these arrows here to drag them to go into this other beam. Now, let's check it out in 3D. Just like that. It goes into the other beam. Then you can go to modify and use a tool called cope that is a structural joint. You see that? The cope is the same as the structural cope. And I select it and then click the beam that is going to lose something, right? Click this one once and then click the beam. It's going to join. You see that? Let's go review. So at first select it, then move it by using these arrows into the other bin. Here we do the same thing. Move it into the other beam. Now, you don't need to go to 3D, just click code this and this. Why isn't it done? Because the beam near clicking here is the upper beam. You see that? When you're in plan, this one was being actually, these two are not connected. So this one you have to use 3D. So click here and then click here. Click here and click here. In this way, you can fix the connections between the beams. Now, I want to paste the beams in here in this level, in higher level too. So I selected in panel 3D, then filter, structural framing, or I can go to 3D and open a box like this. Now I don't want these two, so, what? Now, in what level are these beams? TOB level 2. Well, in which level should they be pasted? TOB level 3. Now, imagine that I copied them by mistake and then I pasted in TOS level 3 by mistake. And then when will I find out in like 2 or 3 days? For example, I see that why the beam is lower or in different reasons. I'll select one of the beams and I see, oh my God, it's TOS. And then I want to change it, but I see it's not possible, it's inaccurate. So now we want to talk about a very important point, which is called how to change the level of the beams. How can we change them, right? So it's apparently it says that it cannot be changed here. The point is, at first you need to select them, right? And then click Edit Work Plane here. Then you click it, a palette will open. Here, the level is written. It says, for example, it's there in TOS level 3. You can just open them and click any level you want. For example, TOB level 3, and then click OK. In this way, you can change the level of the beams. So this cannot be changed through properties. Now, let's go for the tie beams in foundations. Now, let's go to TOF, and now I want to try to draw the tie beams. Now, obviously, they're concrete. So you can use beam, you got this capture beam. Here, I've already loaded a concrete beam. I just want to edit it, duplicate, but for example, 50-50. Or for example, 40. It would be a bit big. Remember, right, that in tie beams, you do not use the joists. It should definitely be concrete rectangular beam. And OK. So I use ungrid, open a box and fish. If I say that something is extra somewhere or something is necessary, is needed, I can add. For example, this is not correct, but delete this. Delete this. You say that the beams are coming in the foundation. So I can do it manually. Here, for example, I said that always from the midpoint of the column until the other midpoint of the other column. So let's go to 3D and check it out. Well, I'll zoom it in. I face something. I see that the ties have the same level with the upper level. Well, it should be the same level with the lower. So we need to have an offset. Now I'm going to here point. I'll select this beam, and then I'll give it an offset. Now, the height of this one is 40, the other one is 50, so the offset should be 10 centimeters. I'll select it. And the start level offset and then level offset will be given to it. Now, keep the 10 as the 10 centimeters offset to it, and then you move your mouse out of the properties. In Revit, it means that you've confirmed it, right? It's finished. Well, just so I can see what happened now. One side of it has offset, so I go for the other side. Then I look at it and I see it's correct. But you see that it has gone into the foundation. But the point is, it's if you do the start level offset and the end level offset separated, I mean in separated twice, it will be like this, right? So let me undo. Now I want to type the start level offset. So I type the end level offset too, and I don't move my mouse out of the properties, which means confirmation, right? I enter, I type both of them, then I move my mouse out, and now you see that it does not go into the foundation anymore. So pay attention to this point, it can ruin many things. Well, now I cannot do each by each, so I can just select all of them. How can you do that? How can you select them all with each other? You tell me. There are two solutions. The first one is that I'll select one of them, right? And then right click and then select all instances. If you remember this tool, you still actually select all the objects that were exactly like this object, all instances visible in view, and all the other are selected. Now, what's the other solution? We can go to TOS and open a box, then filter and select framings. It doesn't matter, it's not different. After selecting it, we can type the start level offset. Don't move your mouse out, right? Go down and type the end level offset, and then move your mouse out. Right? Now all of them go down together at the same time. Well, these don't have tops, so I want to fix the offset. But and this balcony, because it doesn't have top, it doesn't make sense. But there is a point I will tell you later. So let me copy paste and move it up. So like page 2 with it. Line 2. TLP level 3. Sometimes when it goes to the next level, it does not have this spot. So we can just let this one be and select it. And again, you can make the offset 0, because in roof, we don't have this mode anymore. And this one, you can just let it remain. But we do in this balcony because it does not make sense. Now let's go for auxiliary beams. So click beam here, load family, enter the file of a structural framing, and use the beam you need, and actually select the beam you need. For example, we can use these or these. Now, if the beam you want is not here, you can also design it. I will teach you later. You can also download it. Now, as a default, I want to use a basic beam. For example, this metal beam I have as just duplicated, right? For example, 15 and 25. I type here T. Well, now, I really need to place each of these one by one. It seems complicated, right, to place all these views one by one. Well, luckily, there is a tool in Revit, right, called Beam System that does the placing of the beams in these, spaces. But you need to have already loaded your beams, and it just sets it for you. It places it for you. So I click on Beam System. Let's look at the options. The first one says, what beam should I place? Here is the list of all the beams you've loaded so far, you've duplicated so far. So for example, I'm going to use this one. You're going to place this one actually. Then it says, what's the layout rule? There are two common options, fixed distance, it. For example, fixed distance 1.20, right? Or I want it to be fixed number, for example, 4. In each of these space, I want 4 to be replaced, right? We know that if it's fixed distance, right, there might be an extra part, right? So if this extra part is created, we will go for justification. Justification was the same thing in curtain walls. If it were beginning, right, it would start from the beginning and the extra part would be at the end. If it were at the end, it would start from the end and the extra would be in the beginning, and center would be on the side. And here you use as center. So after choosing the pin type, you're going to choose and select these options. This system works in two ways: automatic beam system, sketch beam system. Automatic, right, is for these parts. In each beam, you will have more beams parallel to the first partial beam you're standing on. And we usually use this. I will tell you what Sketch does later. So I use automatic beam system. I use the beam type, justification, layout rule, and all that. You see? It's easy replaced automatically. You can choose any mode you want. Remember, it does not work with the, let's say, curved beams. And just like that, you can place the beams. And you know that usually in the structure, the directions are different each by each so that the pressure is not too much, the pressure of the beams. Why isn't this part placed? Do you know? The reason is that because here we don't have the beam, we don't have the column, and this beam is flat, right? Here is not recognized as a zone. So let me tell you the trick. Let me do it the ones next to it. At first, you're gonna have to split this, the beam that is flat, right? Split it somewhere, doesn't matter. But hold this spot, not the arrow, hold this spot and drag it back, right? And then you trim these two. Now, just what you see, there's a gap here. You see that? So trim these two. It's usually fixed. Yes. You see that? If you couldn't understand, just try to watch this again. So if you don't have a column somewhere and the beam is flat, right? This system does not work automatically. We need to also delete these small aims. These are drawn automatically, right? So we got able to design all the beams automatically. Now let's go for the points. Let's delete this system here. When you want to select your system, right? Now, either you want to delete it or exit it, then you come here, one of the parts of the beam is selected. Now, you see, this is the beam system the previous one, the beam system was a selecting, right? Now this is the same thing. When you see that dashed line, all of the system is selected. The first point, if the gaps here are open like this, right? This system does not work automatically. So what should I do? So simple. I trim it. I trim these two actually. Now it works. The second point is about consoles. In consoles, right, we cannot use the automatic bid system. Let's see the one at the top. See? Why? Why do you think you cannot use this automatic one? That's right, because that the height difference that is here, right? So in these situations, what should we do? That's right, we should go for beam system sketch or sketch beam system. Usually in each time or in each place that automatic beam system does not work, we go for sketch beam system. When you click it, the zone you want to place the beams is recognized by you. And it's better to use pick support, right? And here, by support, it means beam, right? It's the same as beam. It means you select the beams that have determined the zone. So I click pick support and click on the beams here one by one. I also trim this part and make it organized and finished. When the beams are all done by in this method, you can also see the names of the beams, but we don't want to see that, so we open a box, filter, select, and delete. Right? Here's the same thing. Let's review. Beam system, automatic does not work. Sketch, pick support, click this, and this, and then make it organized, and then finish. Let's go and see it in 3D. Obviously, when you design your beam system, it's in the level of that floor. So the beam system, right, must go down just like the main beams. So select it while you see that dashed line and then move it down. You can also delete in plan, right, select it. And I make it go down by using offset. The name of offset here is elevation, and if you want to move it, you need to choose an elevation. If it's positive, it goes down, it goes up. If it's negative, it goes down, right? So let's see the other one. Let's select it. 50 centimeters, it goes down. And that's it. Or, well, now imagine that we want to also copy our beams in the next level, right? Copy this. The point is, in both 3D and plan, we can open the box, right? Then exit the extra beams from your selection, right? By using Shift. Now, these are the beams you're going to copy. Then go to Filter. This is the point. And just keep beam systems, right? You are not going to copy the beams that are into the beam system. So just select structural beam system. Let's check it out in hand. Let's review it in hand again. All right. Now, I want to have these in the next level. I want to paste them in the next level. So I palette box first of all. Then let's say, I could check out the beams that are extra, which I don't have now, and then just in system, I select it. Now only these dashed lines are selected. Copy, paste, align to the level I want, which is TLB level 3, and it's pasted in it. Just like that. While at this part, you go to TOV level 3. Let me make it fine so that you get it'll say as lines. Now question. Can you use theme system in this part automatically? Or we should use sketch this part, let's say in 3D? Is it possible, or we need to use sketch? It's a console. Let's try it. Let's use automatic, and it's possible. Why? Why here but not down there? You know the answer. Because down there we have height difference, here we don't, right? So sometimes we can do and place the beams. So try to practice so that I tell you other points of beam system.